late marriages. And the ladies are almost getting beyond the age of giving birth before we allow them to marry. Let's understand, the enemy can use us against ourselves, that we will not multiply, and then we'll be taking joy in the fact that we're firm, we're strict, and we're destroying our future.
I told you that your work has finished. You should sit down and be going through your work, going through the rate mark the Lord gave you, and settle yourself. You refuse. I told you to announce Pastor Paul Rika as the next person to take over. Your regime has finished.
I say it publicly. I reject any member of the church, my child, my son, my daughter. I reject any worker, somebody who should be under me learning. I reject anyone trying to control me. I won't even take it for my wife.
A lot has been happening in recent times, and there are very interesting moments unfolding within Deeper Life Church, most of which are eye-opening, from easing of marriage laws to late marriages in the church, and also calls for secession. These issues have brought about heated conversations, with some members asking direct questions to the general overseer and some writing on social media platforms. Pastor W.F. Kumuyi has not kept quiet at all. His responses and answers have come as a relief to some, while as a shock to others. In fact, at some point, he called some of the laws of the church mere administrative laws and not founded in the Bible. Therefore, if they are changed, it does not reduce the standard of the church. Kingdom Light TV will bring you all the details in this video. Just watch till the end and subscribe to our channel if you're new here. The recently most talked about issue has been the easing up of the Deeper Life marriage laws, thereby reducing the mandatory courtship period from 6 months to 3 months and allowing intending couples to visit each other's homes in company of an elder during their courtship period. Pastor W.F. Kumuyi has also addressed the high standards and high-handedness of marriage committees, which does not encourage young people who are intending to get married, and has also contributed to some women marrying very close to their menopausal period. He noted that late marriages will affect the future of the church. Let's hear him.
This is a church denomination. We have that other church denomination. This is Christian, let me use the word, religion. And then we have another religion. You know the name of that religion. There are people in the church. They have doctrine. They have everything intact, but they prevent their young people from getting married in time. The other people that do not have gospel, doctrine, holiness, sanctification, they allow their people to marry easily. But logically, those other denominations will be growing and growing. Now, the other religion, apart from Christianity, will allow not only that they marry quickly, but that they marry 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and some of them go beyond the 4. What's the implication of that? That religion will keep on growing, even if they don't do evangelism, even if they don't do proselyting, even if they don't rush after people to be converted to their religion. They are multiplying. Biologically, when a man has 4 wives or 5 or 6 or 7, and they're reproducing, and then the church that is earnestly contending for the faith once delivered unto the saints. Our young people want to get married. What are you thinking of marriage now? What accommodation do you have? What job do you have? How much are you earning? Have you built a house? Are you mobile? And all those questions. Anybody that cannot answer all those questions, no marriage now. In the future, all those other people that get married easily, we're not talking of compromising, we're talking about easing up and allowing people that need to get married, let them get married. If Jesus tarries, even their children that will bring up in the Christian way will also grow in Jesus' name. But if we don't even get married in time, do you know the time, some of the people in, I don't know whether committee or whatever, the time I got married, how old are you now? You're too early. Are you rushing? Are you too much in a hurry? Now, when the older people die off, where is the church? Because late marriages. And the ladies are almost getting beyond the age of giving birth before we allow them to marry. Let's understand, the enemy can use us against ourselves, that we will not multiply. And then we'll be taking joy in the fact that we're firm, we're strict, and we're destroying our future. The Lord will not use you to destroy your future.
The marriage in this church, I've noticed something, especially when we are in courtship, in the aspect of knowing the man and in the aspect of the house the man is living. I wanted to know, why is it that sisters are not allowed to go to the brother's house? In the sense that he's not going directly there, but with a leader, either two leaders or one of the woman rep, so that the sister can know the situation in the house of the man. It's not that we'll just be talking together just like that without knowing the facts about the brother. We can always sit down together, we can always talk, but if you don't know where about the brother, and the brother just told the marriage committee that this is this way I'm living, this is my lifestyle, and by the time you get to the house, you discover that the reverse is the case. And most of our sisters are harboring this thing in their mind. Some people, they are not enjoying their marriage in the sense that what they see when they get to the man's house is another thing. But I feel that at least they should give the sister the chance. It's not that, I understand that they are trying to protect we sisters so that sin will not come in during our courtship. But at the same time, there should be some, some kind of allowance so that these sisters, it's a thing that is bothering me. And I have to say it, although I'm married, but for the people coming behind me, they have not to make the same mistake. We are praying that we should get to heaven, but it's not that we should be praying and be binding the devil when we've gotten married. We always pray to get to heaven and to make other progress. Sir, my second question. Sir, my second question is on the aspect of our brothers. Although everybody has his weak points, but our brothers, I don't know. I wouldn't say maybe some of them, they don't make their kind of characters known to us even before the marriage. But when you get into the marriage, you begin to discover a lot of things. But I feel that maybe the singles program for men separate, for women separate, so that the brothers, they can know how to treat their wife, they can know how to go about marriage. These other churches, they have room for all those things. They teach them what they have to do. Even I have friends that when they share with me what they teach them, I feel bad that God, and to me, we have this opportunity. I think we'll have worked better than this.
Thank you very much. Come to this important question now about courtship and about talking together. Interaction during the time of getting prepared to be married. That as we eventually get married and we know these men and we know these women, we're surprised at what we see. And our sister is asking, why don't they allow us? We don't want to commit sin. We know that fornication is sinful. We know that immorality is sinful. We're not going to do that. Let somebody go with us. We're not going to go alone. Let's visit the man. Let's see how he lives. Let's see how neat his surrounding is. Let's see how his people are. You're not just marrying the man. You're marrying the man, but he has a lot of these people with him. His own mother, his own father, his own relatives, and all the people. And when you get to their houses, you'll be able to see how they relate to you, respond to you, react to you. You'll see what's their own concept about interpersonal relationship, about attitudinal manifestation. You'll see how his environment is. And our sister is saying, why is it that, they get us somewhere when we're in courtship, and this is no man's land? Doesn't belong to the man, doesn't belong to the woman. And in this no man's land, and the man, if he's a good, well-controlled man, can be stingy with information, while the woman is generous with information. And then the man might just smile and say, everything is all right. And you ask any question, everything is okay. You can never get anything positive or negative. Everything is okay, everything is neutral. And this man is playing a game. Why don't we follow him to the house? Where does he live? Is he neat? Is he compatible? How does he reason? How lazy is it? How hardworking is he? Which kind of people surround him? Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are. Show me the kind of people you live with, and I'll show you. Show me your environment, and I'll show you the kind of person you are. That's what our sister is saying. And I'm asking myself, why not? If not, follow them home. I'm assuming that, any sister that wants to get married, I'm assuming that you are reasonable. You're not going to go at 12 o'clock in the night. You're not going to go at 11 o'clock in the night. You're going to go at a time you can see what you want to see. And I'm assuming that they meant you. I'm assuming that you were reasonable. And you're not going to go alone. And you're not going to ask foolish questions. You're not going to get into things that will get you into trouble. All you're looking for is, I'm taking this decision, and I can only marry once, except the woman or the man dies. And since this is just the decision I'm going to take, and my life is going to suffer for it, marriage committee is not going to bear my burden with me. Pastor GS is not going to bear my burden with me. And because this is my life, this thing may eventually land you in hell. If you have such a traumatic marriage, before you're married, you are coming to church, no concern, no care. You carried your Bible, you are happy, you are, I'm deeper life. Now you get married, and there's fire at home. And then they invite you to come for deliverance here and come for prayer there. You never went to another place when you were single. What were you looking for? I just love my church deeper life. It's after the marriage, and after maybe there's no child, or the man is not working, and there's no money, and you are bearing the whole burden, and the man never says thank you, and you're almost a slave there. And then you get dissatisfied with him, you get disenchanted with the church. It's after that you start looking about, and that may take heaven away from you.
Another issue Pastor W.F. Kumuyi has addressed is the clamor for him to announce a successor. The Deeper Life founder has been under immense pressure for a while now about naming his successor. A couple of years back, it was one of his allies, Pastor Paul Rika, who proclaimed that God wanted him to take over from Pastor Kumuyi.
I told you that your work has finished. You should sit down and be going through your work, going through the rate mark the Lord gave you, and settle yourself. You refuse. I told you to announce Pastor Paul Rika as the next person to take over. Your regime has finished. All this you're going about for crusade. Who asked you to go for the crusade? We don't mark them over you. We are not recording these souls under your name because we see you as a stubborn person who wants glory. You want to overshadow. You don't want anybody. I thought I should die before somebody will take over. What do you mean? The Lord told you. Didn't I come to you? Didn't I tell you that Pastor Rika is the next person?
This time it was a brother in the church who had a chance to preach, and he used the opportunity to talk about the need for a successor to be announced. This infuriated Pastor Kumuyi, and he declared his stance about secession, stating that it is when God decides. Let's listen to him.
I think the brother who taught the other Tuesday, I don't want to mention your name, you know yourself, 2 times of mentioning successor. There's no leadership without a successor. I didn't want to, comment on that day, but I felt that was too much of asking for successor. Your father in the Lord is still here. And if God wants to give a successor, he will at his own time. And when you look at Abraham, you look at Isaac, you look at Jacob, you look at Joseph, you look at Moses, they were not the people that chose successors. God chose Joshua. He didn't, announce that to everybody when Moses was still even in his 110, before he became 120. And I'm wondering, why is this young man emphasizing successor? Are they tired of me? Are you tired of me? No. And understand, it's not only Lagos Church. You need a successor in Lagos. We have the whole of Nigeria. We have the whole of Africa. We have beyond Africa. And if God gives you a pastor founder that is stronger at this age, and I stand and I preach and I move here and there, and the voice by the grace of God, especially with a good kind of PA system that the headquarters operate, and our people who are handling it, especially with all that, everything is very clear. I run to GCK, I run to Australia, run to Canada, run to US, come back, I run to Ghana, run to Liberia, run everywhere, and you're asking for successor. It made me think, maybe you are tired of my being straightforward. Thank you very much. I'm just, I need to get all this corrected, that you don't make me feel that really I'm imposing myself on you. But how can a father impose himself on his children?
Well. What more can I say? God has a way of dealing with his servants. I would not want to advise Pastor W.F. Kumuyi. He's a father and has put in so much to raise the church to where it is now. If he says he is not weak and won't step down now, so be it. But if you ask for my opinion, I will tell you that it is good to have a successor succeed you while you're still very much around. It will save you and the church so much troubles after you might have gone. Another issue Pastor W.F. Kumuyi has had to address lately has been claims by a woman that all those women in the church who use rubber thread in making their hair will go to hell. This was coming from a member of the church who claimed she heard from God.
Can you imagine a lady, I won't say sister, but she attends Deeper Life, the church, and she put, can you imagine, on social media, and said she had a message for all the women in Deeper Life. And what message? They should not tie their hair with rubber. They should use her own recommendation. Tie it only with string. And that those who do that, and they tie their hair with rubber, that God told her that they are going to hell. and that if they do not change, that they will go to hell. And the state overseer could not fish her out in that stage, get her out of the church. Is that turning people to righteousness? What's coming to the church, to Deeper Life, that all these people can show this and show that, lies, and our women, and now it's like, I saw something on social media, and they become afraid that if you're born again, if you are righteous internally, if you're living a life above sin, but you're only using that to tie your ear, I'm sorry, you're going to hell. I hope she hears me now. And I hope, I don't want to mention the state, her state overseer hears me now. Call her, talk to her. We don't get involved in all that kind of rubbish and nonsense in Deeper Life. We preach the word.
These are very intense moments for Deeper Life Church. There seemed to be a revolution, and some members are questioning a lot of things that were once the bedrock of the church. And so far, Pastor W.F. Kumuyi has been very careful in handling these issues. He has been overseeing the Deeper Christian Life Ministries for over 5 decades now, a church which started in 1973 as a Bible study group at the University of Lagos, where W.F. Kumuyi taught mathematics as a lecturer.